What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. And guys, today I want to do somewhat of a response video to a YouTube creator by the name of Sincerely Agosa. Now, I have seen this video before, but Jessica X did a response to it herself, so that reminded me all about it. And Sincerely Agosa is a Nigerian woman who lives in London, I believe, okay? And she is, very entertaining on her YouTube channel. She puts out a video like every week, all right? And, she's a woman who is, that's known for dating only white men, okay? And she actually put out a video 3 years ago while I was still here in Poland, which is called, Why She Only Dates White Men, right? And that's the name of the video, Why I Only Date White Men Rant. And, after listening to it, I'll just give a little background. She lived in London, went to, a school in Essex. And then obviously at that time, she was very attracted to black men as she was coming up, going into high school. But she was not able to get the attraction of brothers. Okay. She noticed, very quickly that a lot of the guys were into, lighter skinned women and things like that. And obviously living in the United Kingdom, that must be more difficult because the population of blacks is so smaller. They're only 3% of the country, whereas, in African American communities, we're much larger than that. So, obviously I can see how she would feel. And, she felt like she was thin, so she didn't have the the body parts that a stereotypical black chick would have. So if she was darker, she didn't have the the real big butt or the big top to go along with it, and so that left her as what she would consider an ugly duckling. All right, and it is true that a lot of black children or dark skinned children, when they are younger, all right, and they have not hit their, let's say, maturation as far as filling out properly, and those kids can be called ugly. That's happened even to black men, so I can understand where she's coming from with that. Okay, I definitely understand. But it was like once she had felt like something was wrong with her, once she got into college, which is in the UK, about 2 years before actually the university, she met a white man. Okay. And this white man really made her feel like she was, very beautiful. And obviously at that point, living in the UK, where the majority of people in the country are white, it made her feel that the validation of white men was much more important than the validation of black men. Obviously because of the whites running the country, and obviously, black women being at the bottom of the totem pole, white men being at the top of the totem pole. So it was like, well, if black men don't like me, but white men like me, the problem is not really me. The problem is black men. All right. And she also felt that, she came to the realization that it's not black women's fault. It's black men's fault, right? And that black men need to educate themselves on how to respect black women. Black men need to educate themselves on the anti-blackness that they have in their mindset, and all of these things. It's pretty much blaming black men for their issues, and we've heard that before. And I think that this is similar to what I would find why some black women would date white men, because it is true that if you're not considered what is attractive in the black community, you're thin, you're dark, at a younger age where you have necessarily, filled out or come into your own. Yeah, dating in the black community could be very difficult. You could be called a lot of names. For women, that's hard to deal with, right? But what I want to say is, So for all the black guys who can't get with black women, but they can get with the white woman, I want to have a conversation with you about this. Is it black women's fault? Okay. And I just want to talk about a little bit of hypocrisy that goes on in the black community. Because what will happen is if a black woman says that black men don't want her, it's not anybody's fault. It's not black women's fault. It's the anti-blackness that black men have. It's their fault. So black men need to work on their anti-blackness. This is what she says. But when you see black men who say the same exact thing about why they can't date black women in the black community, black women won't accept that argument. They're going to say some of them at least, that you're afraid of a strong black woman. You just want white women because they're easier. You're dealing with foreign women. They just want your money. So it comes to these shaming tactics when it's the other way around. So if we're going to have balance in the force, then we're going to need to really understand that some dark-skinned black women who are thin, who are not considered to be beautiful, have found a black man to deal with them. All right. Have found a black man to love them. All right. They have had black men go crazy over them. All right. That doesn't, and especially if sisters are going to complain about racism and white supremacy, then what do you call dating the grandsons and the great grandsons of white supremacy? If it doesn't, it's amazing how people want to educate black men on anti-blackness and uplifting black women, while at the same time wanting the ability and the flexibility to date the same people who are holding black people back historically. All right. And I think that, I will leave the link to the video. I thought it was, for the most part, it was well thought out. But the thing about it is this: everybody has to compete for a mate in black America or black London. All right. That's something that a lot of people don't want to do. And see, things that, you want love and respect and support. And I hate to say this, a lot of black women want that from black men just because you're women. And unfortunately, that is not how life works. All right. As a black man, I have not gotten support and love and respect from black women just because I'm a black male. I had to earn that. See, women are intelligent enough to make men or guys earn that. And I'm going to say this, especially the ones that they would not find conventionally attractive, right? And are average looking guys. And I'm no model. So if you're not a model, you need to prove to sisters, if they're going to give you a look, that you're very intelligent. You're going to be able to prove that you're resourceful, that you're charismatic, that you're funny, that you have something to offer if they're going to give you a look. That's what black men have to, 99% of black men have to do. Black women who are maybe not the best looking, some of them, or let's say they're average looking, they want support and respect and love without having to do the same thing. And see, women who get protection are women who get to be in relationships. They also have to earn it, because that's the thing. Everybody has to earn their keep in the black community. But when you don't want to earn it, then you're going to think that you're going to get it. No, I'm sorry, because men have to earn what they get. All right, and you can educate black men on anti-blackness and not to like light-skinned women, and not to, I think there's so many sisters out there that are so intimidated by light-skinned women or mulatto women or women who have a better body than them, and they're worried about the wrong thing. That's living in your head. If you worry about being the best woman that you can be and worrying about being pleasant with a nice attitude, good to be around, there's so many guys out there who are willing to give you a shot. And the thing is, to reduce a black man just to a guy who just wants a girl with a big butt or who just wants to girl with a big with a big top, or that's ridiculous. All right, there's plenty of sisters every day in Black America who, if you look at the women that most guys are marrying, they're not hot models. There's so many chicks that have great bodies and beautiful. They don't get married, and you have a lot of average chicks that get married in the Black community. And I would assume to be the same case in Britain, because they have worked on the intangibles. Nobody likes a woman who is a complainer about her inability to get things done, or a whiner. Okay, men don't want to be around that kind of person either. Black men want a woman who is confident in who she is. If you don't have a big butt, if you don't have a big top, okay, you don't have that. So what? You don't have that. So what? All right. But are you nice? Are there things about you that are beneficial? If we're dealing with that, then that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. And there's a lot of ways for women to win without being the best looking. I mean, there's women who are, in the BBW community that are winning. And I think that this is something that a lot of sisters, as far as trying to educate brothers on this, I think they need to educate themselves as to not be so hung up on what guys are catering themselves to, and be more or less willing to compete like everybody else. Men have to compete. You have to compete also. And a lot of people don't like that, but that's how it is. Because when you get to the white man, you're going to have to compete. If you're going to go, get for a job, you're going to have to compete. Everything is competition. Mates are no different. And once, people get a hold of that, then we'll find out and get better to do those things, okay? So guys, check out the first comment pinned to the top. The Black Men Are Pervert t-shirts. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top. Check out the Black Men Are Pervert t-shirt. Check out the Patreon. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.